This is the observation instrument created by Megan Bashore and Lawrence Nagengast. We've created this instrument as a way for the observer to help a teacher in their ministry. We have designed the form in a user-friendly manner to communicate to the teacher their success in 3 separate categories. These 3 main areas we believe are most important to the field of teaching. The observer indicates the proficiency of the teacher by marking one of the 3 different levels of accomplishment. The left-hand box indicates there is no need for improvements. The middle box indicates that the item was done sufficiently, but there is room for minor improvements. The right-hand box allows the observer to give constructive feedback or provide a helpful idea in an area needing encouragement.
As an observer, I'm looking for a teacher who is well prepared. The teacher should be able to show an understanding of their subject and be able to give information beyond the textbook. The lesson should be logical and include smooth transitions. Grades and lesson plans that are up to date also indicates a prepared teacher. An important skill in the teacher is how well he connects with his class. He should be able to speak with students on their level and be able to use humor appropriately. His love for students as unique individuals should be seen as he teaches, not just to give information, but to communicate knowledge in a way that makes students want to know more. The effective teacher should be aware of the events happening in his room and be involving the whole class in instruction. Students who are interested in the lesson will enjoy giving responses. When students are given the chance to respond in class, the feedback the teacher provides should encourage critical thinking or be legitimately helpful. The integration of the lesson with the bigger picture of learning should come naturally.
In this section of pedagogy, the lesson plan comes first. This is the first building block of teaching and should be thought out well. The information should be accurate and should be relative to the students' lives. The teacher should also be using various resources to help make those connections. Another important part of the lesson plan is how clear the objectives are and whether they are accomplished. This is the foundation of the lesson and should be the driving force behind the ideas used in his teaching. The different assessments given should match the objectives and support the ideas that are being taught. This section of differentiated instruction gives the observer an opportunity to record the diverse methods of teaching being used. Instructional strategies are key to the lesson and should be a focal point of an observation. The ability to connect what they are learning today to what they learned yesterday is an important part of school. Different types of media should be utilized throughout the lesson to add better understanding to different subjects. The teacher should also be able to engage the students through the introduction and excel at involving all the students in each part of the educational process. This area is here to encourage the teacher to take the students to the next level in their thinking by having them answer the why questions in a lesson. It is also important for the teacher to give time to the students to answer questions. Applying the wait time principle is a great rule of thumb when helping students think at a higher level.
Students spend a majority of their day in a classroom, so making it an orderly and enjoyable place to be is important. If rules and procedures are in place, the observer should see students who are at ease to operate independently within those boundaries. When student behavior does not meet expectations, the teacher should deal with those situations calmly and without disrupting the lesson. The teacher is responsible to set up and maintain these rules. When classroom space is well utilized, the students and teacher should be able to easily get around and access their supplies. There should be a clear seating layout and storage should be organized away from the teaching area. As an observer, I would love to feel a neat and comfortable vibe that encourages learning. Following the full lesson, one of the most important elements I'm looking for as an observer is how well the teacher integrated biblical truth into their lesson. I've placed this section at the end so I'm able to reflect back on the lesson as a whole and notice how the teacher pointed the students to God's Word throughout the lesson. Entering the room should reveal to the observer that they're in a Christian classroom. Seeing the interaction of students and teachers, whether that's in discipline or general communication, should show a biblical love of Christ and others.
Professionalism includes all the areas the teacher is involved in when he is not teaching. This section does not relate to the lesson directly, but it does deal with the teacher and his desire to become better in his field. It also gives an opportunity for the observer to comment on the teacher's involvement in the ministry, as well as the ease they show while working with other staff members and parents. The overall evaluation section is included to reflect the observer's overall impression of the lesson. We gave 4 different descriptions of how the observer thought the lesson went as a whole. We included a large area for feedback because we believe the specific written comments of the observer can be the most valuable part of the observation instrument. This instrument includes all the necessary elements for an effective observation. We know this instrument will help the observer give quality feedback to teachers as they pursue becoming a better educator.